Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a fun makeup tutorial for you guys because I am using a new palette from Morphe. I mean, it's not like completely new, but to me it is. I've been wanting to get my hands on it and thankfully they went ahead and sent it my way. This is the 35R palette. This is what it looks like. Hold your horses. Oh, it is like the better version of the 350. I feel like that one is like well played. It was time for a new one and it's gonna be absolutely one of my favorites. I'm just gonna swatch one of these for you guys so you can see how like pigmented it is. Hello. These eyeshadows are no joke. They're super blendable, affordable. These are one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas out there. So yeah, this look inspired me to do a brown, smoky, summer goddess bronzy makeup tutorial. I put a picture of the palette on Snapchat and I asked you guys what kind of look you wanted me to recreate, and this right here is a combination of everything that you guys sent me. Some of you guys were sending me pictures, some of you guys were sending me inspiration, and I got to talk to a lot of you guys. So this look came from you guys, so feel proud of yourself. So yeah, if you guys want to see how I got this look inspired by you guys, then please keep on watching. Alright guys, so first I'm starting off by using this BECCA Backlight Primer Filter. This is in the color purple. This is going to illuminate your face and that's going to help for my glowy complexion for the day. Up next, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Hangover Primer. I love this to hydrate my face. I love that it has coconut in it and it smells amazing as well. They are coming out with a setting spray. Too Faced is. So I am really excited to give that one a try because I truly am obsessed with this product. Today I'm going to be trying this iconic London Illuminator. I always try the original, this one that I always put on my face, but this is the bronze one. I'm going to try to put it all over my face just to see how much glow it gives to my skin. I'm kind of scared to put a lot on, but I want the glow, so it'll work out. Taking my fan F41 brush by Sigma, a synthetic fan brush, I'm gonna start spreading this all over my face. We gonna be bronzed and glowy for sure. I'm just gonna go in with my beauty sponge and somewhat press that onto my skin. Since it is a little darker than the original one, well, it is a lot darker, I have to make sure that it's really blended out. I feel like this will work really good if you guys are self-tan and you don't have a foundation that matches you at the moment. You could always apply this before your foundation and it's gonna give you that bronze glow. Alright, so that is good for now. I'm gonna go ahead and use my foundation today. I'm gonna be using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick. I am in the color Y405. And today I'll be using my Round Kabuki F82 by Sigma. The reason I'm using a brush is because I want to make sure that everything blends out really seamless and I don't have to worry about like any illuminator like just peeking through my foundation. So with this brush, just making sure that everything is nice and buffed out. Everything looks even. And you guys can already see the glow that I have underneath my foundation just with the illuminator. To contour today, of course, I'm going to be using my iconic London Cream Contour Kit. And I'll be applying the 3 shades of the brown color. And I'm taking that with my Precision Angled P84 brush by Sigma. I mix the 3 colors together and start dotting that at the places that I want to contour. And then if you want to be extra, you can always do this on your jawline. Like if you take pictures, this would be really good because you can see like your neck and your chin is not like one. There's some separation there. And of course, blend that out with my favorite contour blending brush, my F55 Small Duo Fiber by Sigma. I just start swirling the contour to my hairline. That way it all looks blended out. You guys see my burn, it's like going away. If you guys don't remember, I burned my forehead using a curling iron and that was like the worst burn I've ever done. And it has to be on my face, but thank God it's finally fading away. You guys can't tell anymore. Alright, so now I'm going to conceal my eyes. Of course, I'm going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium. And now to set everywhere that I highlighted and anywhere that I want to bake, I'm going to be using my RCMA No Color Powder. And I'm just going to let this powder sit here. And what I'm going to do is let this powder sit on my face until I do my brows and then I'll be right back. Alright, so now that my eyebrows are done, I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Powder Contour Kit. This is an oldie but a goodie, but I love it so much. And I'm going to be using the shades Banana and Vanilla right here. On my F37 Spotlight Duster Brush by Sigma. I'm going to use that to set the face and also dust away all the baking powder. It's like you can never go wrong with Anastasia products. Like, I feel like they work for everybody. They're such good quality and they work for everything. Now I'm taking this Sigma Powder Blush F10 brush and I'm going to be using pretty much this two colors on the opposite end. Actually no, I'm going to be mixing all of three and I'm going to use that to contour and bronze my face. These are really pigmented, so you gotta be really light-handed when applying it to your face. If not, it can look muddy because the powder texture is a little bit more thicker than usual powders. So it's always good to start with a little bit and then work the product into your cheeks, applying a little at a time. Like this side looks more blended out and softer than this one right here. So I gotta somewhat even it out, but take away the harshness on the other side. See, I love to contour, but I hate sharp edges, you know? Like, I don't like edges on my face, I really don't. I like everything to be buffed out and beautifully blended. Now I'm taking this Anastasia A14 pencil brush. I'm gonna try to use that to contour my nose. I'll be taking the shade in the middle right here, which is called Fawn. Alright, so the base of the face is pretty much done. All the powders are in. So now I'm gonna be taking my Prep and Set setting spray by Morphe and I'm gonna set my entire face. That way the powders become light skin and then we can work on the eyes. If you are going for a dewy look, I always recommend applying setting spray after maybe 2 to 3 steps of doing your makeup. That's gonna ensure that your face still looks glowy and not cakey. So you guys see, even though I have all the powders and products on my face, you can still see some glow shining through my face, and that's because of the illuminator. Alright guys, I'm just taking those first two colors and I'm gonna use my Sigma E40 blending brush. I'm gonna run these colors all over my eyelid. Not really taking it outside of my line where I'm gonna apply my wing because I still want it to look clean and really sharp. Just making sure I buff everything out so there are no harsh lines or edges. You guys know I don't like my edges. Up next, we're gonna move on with my E25 blending brush by Sigma as well. I'm taking these two darker chocolate shades and I am going to start placing them directly onto the crease as well. We want a really nice gradient effect. So what this brush I like to do is place the brush onto my lid and somewhat like drag it down like that. So I put the brush in and then I drag down. That's how it's my favorite way to blend eyeshadow using this brush. And now I'm flipping my brush like sideways and I'm using the very tip of the brush to blend out the edges as well. Now I'm taking my small taper blending E45 brush, taking the darkest two colors that I'm going to apply on my crease, and I'm using the very tip of the brush to apply that mainly in the outer corner of my eye. This brush has a really fine point to it, so it's really good to pack on dark eyeshadows. So again, I'm closing my eye and I'm just tapping in the eyeshadow. And as I'm tapping it, I'm also blending it. So now for the fun part, I'm going to be taking my Tarte Shade Concealer, the one that I use under my eyes, in the shade Light Medium, and I'm taking my concealer F75 brush by Sigma as well. It is a flat concealer brush, and what I'm gonna just create a little like cut crease circle. I'm not gonna cut crease my entire lid, just somewhat the half of my lid, and I'm gonna round it off. Something like that. I really didn't want to cut crease a whole lot because since I am gonna be applying glitter on the crease, I figured I would cover up all the shadows that we did there. So that's what I'm doing, a really tiny cut crease. So now I'm taking a flat synthetic brush. It's the concealer's F70 by Sigma, and I'm gonna be starting by applying that shimmery copper shade. I'm gonna apply it mainly in the outer part of my eye, and then you just want to start packing it slowly, making sure you don't go above the cut crease. So now I'm just flipping the same brush over to the other side, and then I'm gonna take the truest gold eyeshadow that I've ever seen in my entire life. These eyeshadows are so buttery and pigmented, you guys, especially the shimmery ones. So I'm gonna apply that gold shade directly in the inner part of my eye. So now what I'm gonna do is take my shader lid A56, taking a dark chocolate shimmery shade from the palette as well. This is like the truest of them all. It is dark chocolate. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pack that color directly in the outer part of my eye. And then I'm just gonna kind of flick up the eyeshadow. That's gonna serve as a guide where I'm gonna place my eyeliner. Going back in with those two dark matte shades, I'm gonna use those colors to fix any patches on this area. Now I'm taking my Angled Brow E75 brush. I've been using this to do my wing liner recently. I love my E06 by Sigma, that is the wing liner brush, but I cannot find it. Don't know where it's at, but this brush has been working really good for me so far. And of course, I'm taking my Sigma Wicked Gel Liner. This gel liner is finally back in stock, so go ahead and grab it. You can use my code VALE to save you 10% on your purchase. Alright guys, that angle was just not working for me. I don't know, like I was just breaking my back. It's hard to do it when you're by yourself because you have to have it like in focus all the time. So maybe one day I'll perfect it, but for now we're gonna keep it old school. So I went ahead and finished up my wing, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my lower lash line. I'm just gonna be taking the same Wicked Gel Liner and I'm gonna run that on my waterline. And I'm also gonna tightline my upper lash line. So now taking my Morphe M507 brush, I'm gonna be applying the two dark shades that I applied for my crease. And I'm gonna use those shades to buff them out on my lower lash line. And then taking a tinier brush, this is the Smudge E21. I'm taking the darkest shade of the palette, which is a really dark brown. And I'm gonna use that to blend out the gel liner with my lower lash line to make sure there are no like white spaces left. And then as I apply eyeshadow, I'm going in with my Spotlight Duster to make sure that I dust any away. Now I am taking my Morphe M431 brush, and I'm gonna use these two shades right here to highlight the inner corners of my eye. Now for the fun part, we're gonna be using some glitter. This is by NYX. It is their Crystal Silk glitter, which is a gold one. And I'm gonna use this to do a half glitter cut crease. Alright, so while that dries, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Alright guys, so the eyes are done, the lashes are on as well. These are the Ardell Double Up Wispies, which I totally forgot what the name was. I was like, what are they called? But finally I remember these are super bomb, and they're like, what, $5? I'm gonna warm my complexion just a little bit more. I'm gonna be using my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer. And I'm gonna be taking my Large Angle Contour F80 Peruche. If you don't like wearing blush, this is a bronzer that can also be used as blush if you like more of that bronzy look. So sometimes I use it without blush, but most of the time I use blush. For blush today, I'm going to be using one from the BECCA palette. I'm going to be using the shade Songbird, which is more of a orangish, pinkish color. The reason I chose this one is because it's not completely matte. It has somewhat of shimmer to it, so I just wanted to add more glow to the face. Now I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face to lock in the powders that I just put, and it's gonna make my highlight look more poppin'. Alright, so for highlight today, I'm gonna be using my Kylie Cosmetics highlight in the shade Salted Caramel, and I'm gonna be using my Morphe M510 brush. I have been using this recently and I really love it. So what I'm gonna do is apply some highlight onto this brush. And then what I'm gonna do is spray some Fix Plus or whatever setting spray you have on it. You guys just wait, it's gonna make my highlight something else. It's gonna give it that like wet look to your highlight, you know? I don't wanna blind you, but I probably will. Alright guys, so for our lips today, we are gonna go nude. So first I'm taking my Kylie Cosmetics Dolce K lip liner. So now I'm gonna go with my GERARD Cosmetics Between the Sheets lipstick. And then to top it off, I'm gonna be using my Kylie Cosmetics lip gloss in Literally. Alright, so after 20 hours, this look is finally complete. Well, I really hope that you guys love this video. I loved making it for you guys. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media if you haven't already. That'll be Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. That is all Vale, Loren Beauty. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down to our ballerinas family if you haven't already. For a list of favorite product uses mentioned, I will have them down below along with their links and discount codes. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of this video. Let me know what other videos you would like for me to do for you guys. I don't have anything else to say, but I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Mucho besito. Y abrazos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!